Right now, there's a feeling you can't explain. It's not anxiety. It's not excitement. It's not fear either. It's recognition. Your soul is responding to something your mind hasn't fully processed yet. Something ancient. Something divine. And if you're still watching this, you're one of the 2% who actually feel it. Not everyone is going to understand what's happening in this exact moment. But you feel the shift. It's not in your imagination. It's not just a random emotion. It's an energetic signal, a frequency check, a divine broadcast being sent to a very specific few. And you just tuned in. Because the ones who were never meant to follow the herd were always meant to feel the code. And right now, that code is being activated. This moment isn't just a point in time. It's a spiritual checkpoint. The energy around you has started to rearrange itself. And if you've been feeling off lately, disconnected, restless, like you're about to break through but can't quite name what's holding you back, this is why. You're standing in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. And that space is sacred. The 2% don't need outside confirmation. They feel when something's off. They feel when something's coming. They feel the invisible machinery of destiny turning behind the curtain of reality. You've been sensing it, haven't you? Like you're in the final few seconds before a lightning strike. Your heart beats differently. Your energy gets louder. You can't focus on the same things anymore. You can't pretend you don't see through the illusions anymore. Because once your spirit catches a glimpse of the truth, it refuses to go back to sleep. And this truth, you're not waiting on alignment. You are alignment. The world taught you to wait for signs. But the ones who carry divine frequency don't wait for the signs. They are the signs. Right now, life is trying to see if you're ready to step into the version of you that was never meant to blend in, never meant to be understood, only meant to be felt. Because when your energy is divine, your presence becomes prophetic. You've walked through seasons of confusion, not because you were lost, but because your soul was recalibrating to a higher order. An ancient blueprint, a hidden path that only reveals itself when you're truly ready to walk it. Most people will feel nothing in this moment. But you feel everything. You feel the gravity of it, the weightlessness of it, the electric silence in the air when something big is about to change, but hasn't yet. That's where you are right now. And if you stay with me, we're going to unlock exactly what this moment means for your journey. Why it had to feel heavy before it felt divine. Why certain people had to leave. Why nothing made sense until now. Because this isn't a motivational message. It's an energetic summons. And only the ones who are encoded with truth will feel what's coming next. You didn't miss your moment. This is your moment. And now, we go deeper. Let's decode it. First, understand this. Your energy has been responding to the future before your mind even caught up. That's why the past few weeks or months felt unstable. That's why certain environments drained you. That's why being around normal people became unbearable. You're not broken. You're being rewired. Rewired to match the reality you already glimpsed in your dreams, your meditations, your sacred moments alone with the divine. And now that vision is bleeding into the physical. But here's the catch. The old version of you can't walk into the new dimension. That's why you're feeling the energetic pressure. The old skin is peeling. The old code is collapsing. You're shedding the false self. This is spiritual molting. And it's painful, but necessary. Because the next season of your life doesn't just require a new plan, it requires a new frequency. The 2% are not people with more resources. They're people with more clarity. Clarity that pierces the veil. Clarity that shatters conditioning. Clarity that exposes what's real, even when everyone else is still hypnotized by illusion. And if you've been doubting yourself lately, it's because you're walking in a vibration that no one around you understands yet. But hear me, they're not supposed to understand. Your energy isn't meant to fit in, it's meant to wake people up. And that's exactly what it's doing. You're a mirror now. People feel triggered by your presence because your light exposes their shadows. People try to test you because your peace threatens their chaos. But none of that can stop you. Because once you awaken to who you really are, you become unstoppable. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need applause. You don't need validation. You just need to remember. Your energy is the message. Your life is the prophecy. And this moment is the doorway. You're still here, which means your soul is locked in. Not everyone could handle that first part. But you felt it. That's because your frequency has been prepared for this your entire life. Now let's go deeper. This energy upgrade you're experiencing isn't random. It's not just about healing or manifesting. It's about reprogramming your entire destiny. When your frequency rises, your life blueprint changes. Timelines collapse. Old soul contracts burn. And your future starts to look nothing like your past. But here's the secret. This upgrade doesn't start with comfort. It begins with collapse. Your routines stop working. Your habits start to feel hollow. The things you used to love no longer satisfy you. You feel like you're floating between worlds. Because you are. The universe is stripping away everything that no longer matches the frequency of where you're going. And for the 2%, that shift feels like spiritual whiplash. But it's not punishment, it's preparation. Because divine power cannot be housed in a distorted vessel. The greater your purpose, the more intense your purification. And the universe is meticulous when it chooses a soul to entrust with higher realms of influence. You're not just being upgraded, you're being initiated. And initiations don't come with instructions. They come with tests. They come with silence. They come with situations designed to reveal what's still unhealed within you. That's why your life recently started to feel like a loop. Patterns returning. People from the past showing up out of nowhere. Triggers flaring up when you thought you'd already healed. But this isn't regression. It's revelation. Because the universe doesn't test you to watch you fail. It tests you to reveal your readiness. The deeper your calling, the more sacred your testing ground. And right now, you're standing in the center of a spiritual battlefield. Not with demons, but with decisions. Will you choose the comfort of the old or the calling of the unknown? Because every time you say no to what no longer serves you, the universe says yes to your next level. Every time you choose alignment over approval, your energy field expands. And every time you honor your intuition over external noise, your path becomes divine GPS. That's how this upgrade rewires your destiny. You stop chasing outcomes and start embodying frequency. You stop seeking validation and start radiating truth. You stop waiting to be chosen and realize you've been chosen all along. But here's the part most people miss. The moment you align with your divine self, you become a magnet for initiations. And these initiations won't always look mystical. They'll often come as confusion. People misunderstanding your intentions. Opportunities falling through. Moments where everything you thought you were building crumbles. Not because you did something wrong, but because the old structure can't support the new frequency. You're not being punished, you're being refined. Because there's a version of you that can hold the weight of your calling without breaking. A version of you that doesn't flinch when the universe goes silent. A version of you that doesn't beg for crumbs when you were born to feed nations. And the universe will keep stripping away what's temporary, until all that's left is what's eternal. Your presence is about to start attracting powerful things. Not just attention, but alignment. Not just opportunities, but orchestration. Not just people, but purpose-activated souls. But it begins with you fully stepping into your authority. This isn't ego. This is embodiment. The universe doesn't elevate those who wish for power. It elevates those who become it. So if you've been wondering why life feels heavier lately, why your emotions feel amplified, why your peace is getting disturbed, it's because your presence has been noticed. Energetically, you're glowing in realms most people don't even know exist. And when your light starts reaching that far, shadows start reacting. That's why the energy around you is felt strange. People projecting onto you, friends ghosting you, random chaos trying to rattle your calm. It's not a curse. It's confirmation. You're not meant to fight this. You're meant to rise through it. Because the 2% don't just feel energy. They master it. You're being shown how powerful you really are. Not when things are perfect, but when everything looks uncertain, and you choose alignment anyway. When you show up rooted. When you speak truth even if your voice shakes. When you don't fold under pressure, but forge yourself in it. That's when you become unstoppable. And let me tell you something. Everything you've been through, the silent nights, the lonely days, the betrayals, the breakdowns, the spiritual warfare, none of it was wasted. It was initiation disguised as isolation. Because to carry divine codes, you have to be purified. To walk with power, you must walk through fire. But now, the fire didn't burn you. It forged you. And the universe is watching. Not to judge, but to release what's already yours the moment your energy can hold it. So don't shrink now. Don't doubt now. Don't fall into the illusion that you're behind. You're right on time for your timeline. This is divine alignment unfolding in real time. You're not late. You're being launched. You're still here because something inside you knows this isn't just a video. This isn't just a message. This is a spiritual unlocking. The moment the universe begins handing you spiritual keys, it doesn't come with flashing lights or loud applause. It comes in silence, in stillness, in the middle of your ordinary day, when your soul suddenly knows something just changed. And from that moment on, you're no longer just living. You're building realms. Spiritual keys don't open physical doors. They unlock dimensions. They shift your perception. They align timelines. They wake up codes in other people just by your presence. That's why you felt so different lately. That's why you don't resonate with who you were even 6 months ago. You've been upgraded from within. And now, you're carrying keys that your ancestors prayed someone in the bloodline would finally hold. You are the activation. And what you do from this point forward doesn't just affect you. It echoes through generations. Because once your frequency reaches this level, your life becomes a blueprint for others. You become the template. Your healing becomes their permission. Your boldness becomes their mirror. Your obedience becomes their activation. And your presence becomes their awakening. That's why the attacks increased. That's why your emotions felt overwhelming. That's why the enemy tried to distract you with chaos and confusion. Because if you ever fully remembered who you are, everything would shift. And it just did. No more playing small. No more dimming your light so others feel comfortable. No more waiting for others to confirm what your soul already knows. Because walking in divine authority isn't about ego. It's about alignment. It's knowing who sent you. It's understanding what you carry. And it's walking through the fire with unshakable clarity, even when your knees are trembling. This isn't the season to apologize for your light. This is the season to own it. You've spent enough time questioning your worth. You've battled enough in silence. You've shrunk enough in the name of being humble. But true humility is not playing small. True humility is knowing your power comes from source and refusing to bury it. Because the world doesn't need another watered-down version of the divine. It needs you, fully activated, fully aligned, and unapologetically lit with truth. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be legendary. You are not here to fit in. You are here to rebuild the system from the inside out. You are not here to conform. You are here to break codes, awaken souls, and birth new timelines. And that requires courage. Not the kind of courage that performs, the kind that endures, the kind that walks away from everything not in alignment, without hesitation. The kind that stares spiritual warfare in the face and says, I know who I am. Because once you walk in divine authority, you start hearing different instructions. You're no longer chasing blessings. You become the blessing. You're no longer seeking validation. You are the confirmation. You're no longer asking if you're ready. You're moving as if you've already won. And you have. Not because life got easier, but because your energy got stronger. The battles didn't stop, but your frequency outgrew them. The betrayals didn't disappear, but they stopped breaking you. The silence didn't fade, but it stopped scaring you. Because now you understand. The silence was sacred. The rejection was redirection. The isolation was initiation. And the pain, that was power being born. You're not a victim of your path. You're the architect of it. Every step, every scar, every breakdown, it all led here, to this version of you, the one who doesn't wait to be seen, the one who doesn't explain divine instruction to people who don't carry your frequency, the one who walks boldly, even when the path isn't visible, because the light is inside you now. You are walking proof that alignment is real, that energy doesn't lie, that God speaks in whispers, nudges, patterns, and timing, and that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop a soul that has remembered its origin. So from this moment forward, move differently, speak differently, choose differently, pray like you already carry the answer, walk like the room was waiting on your arrival, move like heaven and earth are bending to make way for your obedience.